Hey guys, before I start this video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking interest in this video. And basically, just want to say this is my first attempt at some form of a travel vlog. It's not the best. It's a video mainly highlighting the moments that I could actually record, because this was the situation when I got into London. I was told by my friend to be very careful, very watchful, because there have been very high moments of people recording things in London and people actually walking past and basically snatching your phone off you and robbing you. And my friend was like, let's just be very careful because we don't know who's around us, which, I totally understand. Safety comes first, but I did my best to record as much as I can. I was planning to go to Leicester Square, the M&M World. We got to Leicester Square, and you'll see in this video a tiny bit of it, but there were a lot of armed police around in Leicester Square, and it looks like something happened, and I still don't know what it is. I might have to Google it to let you know and probably add it in this video. But yeah, it didn't make me feel safe. And then also the M&M World was very busy. There were queues, and what with COVID and all that, it just didn't feel like the right time. So there will be another time for me to go to there. And yeah, so basically this is the highlights of the London trip. I hope you like it. I found it fun to do. This is part one of my journey. Part two, the Caledonian Sleeper, will be coming up next. This is the one which I'm very excited about working on, and I will let you know my thoughts on the Caledonian Sleeper when I get there. But yeah, this is part one. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to London Euston. The next stop will be Berkswell.
he's got that. He's been doing that.
Yeah.
Why is it not saying that then?
I don't know. Is there something wrong?
Fastest speed. Just survey the running thing. They don't go to see. This is mad. Walking on. I'm kind of hoping we can go to change them together because everything's in your bag. Otherwise, it's troubling us to have.
Yeah.
I don't know what he left it at the airport. Nice Jackie is back. Where the water's going to come up to, so when he's put my hair on, we're going to have to. I've got a hair and I've got a sliding grip. Because my hair's so fine, I'll get pink. It'll go all the way around it. So I've got like a. I thought about like my hair shit. Version of overlash, but message in a like wedding group chat about who knows. Maybe everyone should start like booking this stuff for next year. I was thinking, honestly, I'm getting nothing for next year. I don't know where I'm going to be at. I want to baby by then. Stop booking nothing.
When she's supposed to get birth?
Maybe next September. It's meant to be this September. She should have just gone ahead for it.
What, this September coming?
Yeah. It was meant to have been last September, and then they rearranged it.
East Ross Mainline Station will close from Friday the 4th of June to Sunday the 6th of June, which will result in Atlantic West Coast services being busy and walking. When travel to the West Coast, it's recommended to have reservation travel. If you do not have a reservation, no guarantee that you can book your preferred service. If you have a collection ticket or season ticket, you can.
So I'm just recording this tiny bit. This is ours, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, no, that's not ours because ours is there. So that's pretty cool. No, not at all. Nicely park it nicely. Bizarre. This is like Star Trek. Like, the windows wide open are like Star Trek in all honesty.
Now as we turn the boat around, it'll be coming up in front of us in a moment on the, and it will also be on our left hand side, the tall stone column on the river bank. Now this is the Cleopatra's Needle. It was presented to Britain by the Egyptian government after Lord Nelson's victory over the French at the banks of the River Nile. The needle itself is over 3,500 years old, and it was presented to Britain in 1877. As we turn the boat around, in front of us we have the Waterloo Bridge, completed during the Second World War by the Land Army, and more affectionately known here on the Thames as the Ladies' Bridge. Now this is because the Land Army at that time was actually made up of 80% female labour. All our men were away fighting in the armed forces. It has a lady's touch. It's faced with a very expensive self-cleaning porcelain stone. In fact, the bridge is having a wash as we speak. Every time we have a downpour here in London, the bridge receives a thorough wash. Look to the outside of the bridge, how lovely and clean it is. As we pass beneath, take a look up to the underside, you'll see how filthy and black it is, where the rain can never penetrate. I think everyone will agree in saying what a fantastic job the lady's done of building the Waterloo Bridge. Now, once we pass through the Waterloo Bridge, the right hand side, behind the trees, there is a building with an illuminated sign. It is the National Theatre. The building has been voted by 7 of London's top architects as being the ugliest looking building in London. Prince Charles described it as looking like the back end of a nuclear power station. He went on to say, why build something so ugly over there on the right and something so beautiful over there on the left? Behind the trees is the Somerset House. Originally built for the Dukes and Earls of Somerset. It was over there for many years where it used to register all births, deaths and marriages, which took place in England and Wales. Parts of the building are a museum, and parts of the building belong to a criminal organisation who like to call themselves the Inland Revenue. Now, coming up on the left-hand side, we have a large white ship with a yellow funnel. This is the Wellington. It's a former sloop of the New Zealand Royal Navy, and it's now permanently moored up as the floating livery hall for the Honourable Company of Past Master Mariners. To be a Master Mariner, you have to have served over 25 years at sea. For many years, the late Prince Philip was the president of that ship, but he did retire a few years ago from public service, and it was handed down to his son, Prince Charles, the Duke of Edinburgh. But as we go
Uber
past,
boats in the way.
Uber boat gets out of the way, you will see behind the ship a stone archway with the face of old Farmer Thames overlooking this old river. This is called the Temple Arch, and it is the boundary line between 2 cities. Now that's the city of Westminster we are just about to leave. We're now about to enter one of the world's smallest capital cities at only 1 square mile, the City of London. Now as we head through the City of London, you may notice there is very little advertising on the banks of the River Thames. It's because we have very strict advertising laws. But look to your right hand side, you'll see how an architect very cleverly got around the laws by incorporating the company's name into the building. Look at the red brick building, look at the tower up on the top of the windows. Oxo. I'm sure you've all heard of Oxo, the people who make the famous Gravy stock dinner. Well, the building no longer belongs to the Oxo company, it's a Grade 2 listed building. Therefore, it can never ever legally be removed. It comprises of many different things. The bottom is a few shops, the middle is luxury apartments, and the top is the famous Oxo Tower restaurant. So the left-hand side between the workings, there's a building with a sloped roof and a spire in the middle. The old City of London School for Boys. Many famous people were educated in that building. People like Lord Asquith and Lloyd George, 2 of our former Prime Ministers. The building now belongs to J.P. Morgan, the American bank. And we are now approaching a group of bridges. The first bridge in front of us is the Blackfriars Road Bridge. It is followed by the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. As we pass beneath, in the middle, is all that remains from the first ever railway bridge to span the River Thames. The old St Paul's Railway Bridge carried the first steam trains across the river for the Chatham and Dover railway system. Now the top half of the bridge was removed many years ago as it couldn't take the weight of the modern day trains. The pillars, as we go through, the reason these remain, they purposely built the new bridge as close as they could to the old one. The reason for that, all they had to do then was slightly divert the railway track and it wouldn't cause as much disruption. The downside to that is you pull the old pillars out, you undermine the foundations of a modern day bridge. And the modern day bridge becomes
that's
safe.
cool.
So that's why the old pillars still remain. Once through the bridge, coming up on the right, the building with the tall chimney is the old Bankside Power Station. Today it is the Tate Modern Art Gallery. If you are interested in modern art, go over there. You can see things like a pile of old bricks, £0.50 in a jar, a bit of screwed up newspaper, and a light bulb that clicks on and off. What a fantastic day out. see a real work of art, look to your left-hand side. Dominating the skyline, we have the dome and golden cross of Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece, St Paul's Cathedral. It took Wren 35 years to complete. It stands 365 feet tall, and it is the second largest unsupported cathedral dome in Europe. The second to that of St Peter's in the Vatican City of Rome. Link imitator St Paul's is Norman Foster's Millennium Footbridge, opened in the year 2000. As we pass through the bridge, folks, we're going to call it the next stop. This is the Bankside Port. It takes from Art Gallery, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, and across the bridge sanctuary. If there's anyone who wishes to leave us at this stop, if you could please make your way to the exit, as we are registered dock on the banks of the River Thames. It dates back to the Elizabethan times. It was actually over there where many of the people boarded the boats to evacuate the city. They're also known as Wren Stairs, as it was on these stairs that Christopher Wren boarded a small rowing boat every morning before being rowed across the river to supervise the building on St Paul's Cathedral. Them stairs are now guarded by a charter, which means they can never ever legally be removed. As we pass down through the Southwark Bridge in front of us, we have another one, and this is the Cannon Street Railway Bridge. And that's about it really. Other than that, there is no historical interest in this bridge whatsoever. Before we go through the bridge, in the right hand corner is a very old historical pub, the Anchor Bankside. Back in 2015 it celebrated its 400th birthday. Over the years it's been frequented by many famous people, including William Shakespeare, as the original Globe Theatre stood somewhere behind the pub in a place called Park Street. It is one of the nicer riverside pubs, but during the summer, on a good day like yesterday, it does get ever so busy. Through the bridge, keep looking to the right, there is a small sailing ship in Webb Dock, the replica of Francis Drake's old ship, the Golden Hind. Francis Drake was the first Englishman to navigate the world. As I say, a replica ship built down in Devon about 35 years ago to commemorate Drake's voyage. Now moored up as a museum, pay a small fee, go on there, there's all the history of Sir Francis Drake. In front of us we have the New London Bridge, the fourth London bridge to span the river at this point. The first one was erected by the Romans in the year AD 43. The present day bridge was erected by McAlpine and opened by Her Majesty the Queen in 1973. Before we go through London Bridge, take a look to your right. Coming up, there is a gap between the buildings. In the gap, we have the lovely Southwark Cathedral. In Southwark Cathedral, now once we pass down through the London Bridge, coming up on your left-hand side, you'll only get a quick glimpse. There is a small gap between the buildings. In the gap is a tall stone column with a golden top. It is Sir Christopher Wren's monument to the Great Fire of London of 1666. Built to represent a candle, they do say it was a candle which started the fire in the baker's shop in Pudding Lane. If you lay that on its equidistant direction, it will touch the point where the baker's shop once stood. Also to the left hand side, the lovely yellow brick building is the old Billingsgate Fish Market. A fish market stood on that site for just over 900 years, until the late 80s when the tradition was sadly broken and it moved downstream to larger premises in the Docklands area. The building today is a private function hall. The building next door behind the trees is Walter Garden House, the headquarters of Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. That's where they train those lovely smiling people who rip your bags apart when you get to the airport. In front of us to the right is London's very own warship, the HMS Belfast. She was the largest of the light cruisers ever built for the British Royal Navy. Weighs 11,500 tonnes. She saw active service during World War II and she last fired her guns in anger at the Korean campaign. She was decommissioned from the Navy in the 1970s, brought here by the Imperial War Museum. She's now permanently moored up 7 days a week to the museum shipped to the public. In front of us we have the Tower Bridge. Now Tower Bridge opened in 1894, a twin suspension and a bascule bridge. And when I say a bascule bridge, I mean the lowest section of the centre arch can actually raise in two halves like giant drawbridges. Each one of these weighs over 1,100 tonnes, can be raised in under 90 seconds to allow larger shipping, like the Belfast, in and out the upper part of London. But Tower Bridge was built in the Gothic style to blend in with its surroundings. Through coming up on the left-hand side, we have the much older Tower of London. Now, work first commenced on the tower under the orders of William the Conqueror in 1078. It has been used as many things in its time, including a royal palace, a zoo, a mint, an observatory, most famously a prison and a place of execution. Look to the river bank as we go past the tower. There's a bricked up archway. Above it, it says entry to the Traitor's Gate. If you was found guilty of your crime in the Palace of Westminster, you'd been rowed down the river, led up the once open archway up to Tower Hill, where you'd then been executed. That's our next stop, St Catherine's to the Tower of London. We do have a couple of minutes till we get alongside, folks, so please do remain seated until we get safely alongside. But it's also at this part of the journey, folks, where I'm going to conclude with a guided pass of the commentary. As we go through Tower Bridge, this is where the points and places of interest come a little bit far and few between. So say 4 in your whole way down to Greenwich, I'll finish the commentary up now. I will pick it back up as we run into Greenwich and give you all the information regarding your tickets and returning folks. But just one more thing before I finish the commentary up, and that's actually about the commentary itself. As I pointed out before I started, and I'm sure most of you have realised, we're not professional guides on these boats. But unfortunately, none of the Thames pleasure boats actually employ professional guides. All they do when you buy your ticket, you get a small leaflet. In the leaflet is a little map, and that's your guide. Us, the crew, feel it's a bit of a waste of time really, for you to come on the river and not have anyone tell you what you're looking at. So we try and have these little talks with you. We don't get paid as tour guides, obviously we don't make a charge for this. A lot of people on board probably haven't understood a word I've said. So what we do on here, we leave it entirely up to you, the individual. If you have listened to the commentary and you would like to show any appreciation, you can